Good morning. Good morning. It is officially June 1st. So we are what, 6 months into the year of this new year. And I'm out this morning and I'm walking, which is something that I have not done all year. Um, outside of all the walking I did when I went to Bali. But yeah, I'm just out walking. And so if you guys hear a bunch of cars in the background, animals, birds chirping, me running from bees and wasps, whatever the case may be, just know that that is what's going on. Even if the sound sounds a little distorted, I'm just kind of out walking. Um, so I really, really hope you guys are enjoying Off the Grid, the series, podcast series. Um, I uploaded um, a few videos, or not videos, few segments. I'm so sorry. So you guys are going to be getting those weekly. Definitely going to be consistent with those since I am realizing that consistency is not one of my strongest points, right? So, yeah. So as I'm walking this morning, this is a familiar path or trail for me because the majority of last year, I spent so much time um, doing things, exercising, learning about myself, different challenges, seeing different animals, and partaking in beautiful, beautiful, beautiful um, nature filled environments, ponds and ducks and swans and turtles, grass green fields and bees and wasps. And even when the weather started to change, I started to see withered leaves and things like that. So as I'm on my walk this morning, it was so much. When I tell y'all so much, it was so much that really, really, really came to my mind, man. When I started walking, the first thing I was like, dang, I remember when I was walking this nature path every day when I was doing the 75 hard challenge. And if you guys don't know what that is, or if you do know what that is, you know that's where you work out 2 times a week, got to drink a gallon of water, you have to read 10 pages of a book. Um, it's one more thing, I can't remember what it is, but I think it's like 5 things, like no sugar or candy or something like that. But I was reminded of doing the 75 hard challenges. I started my walk this morning, and I just remember how much I pushed myself on days where I just didn't feel like going, or days where I was like, I don't know if I can go to the gym and do a walk today. Maybe I'll just do 2 walks. Maybe I just, push myself to do half of a walk. It was just a challenge, right? And then as I started to walk, I remembered the huge parking lot that I used to skate in. So I don't know if you guys remembered, but I think I did a podcast um, last year about skating and how much life and joy that brought me. But if I didn't do the podcast, I'm pretty sure I posted it like on my Instagram and on my Twitter before I decided to leave the Twitter application. But yeah, I'm just now walking and I see this. I guess you can kind of call it like it was a pond or a brook that I used to see on the way getting to the nature trail, and how it used to be filled with water, filled with ducks, filled with turtles, and you could see the dragonflies, butterflies all around the water. And now when I look at it, it is just completely dried up with just like a little water for like a few turtles. But other than that, it just looks like kind of mud. So it kind of reminds me of like Africa or the Serengeti when you're looking at those nature channels. And you see like how the wildlife animals know when the drought is coming because things begin to dry up in herds and animals. They begin to relocate and move, right? Because they know that things are going to get scarce. So as I'm walking this morning, I am truly, truly, truly reminded of how everything in life just goes through a change. Sometimes in life, a lot of the changes, like with that brook or that pond that dried up. Pretty sure it does this every year. I'm pretty sure it's just a cycle, right? It's like a circle of life. And it does its things, but the animals and nature and everything else around it, they know how to navigate. They know how to move around. They know when to relocate when the time is right, and they know when to come back when the time is right. And it just kind of makes me think more about myself, about knowing when things come to an end and when it's time to come back, when it's time to really, really, really enjoy life. And that is what this walk signifies for me this morning. A lot of different things. And as I'm walking, I'm realizing that I forgot to put on some sunscreen. But it's gonna be all good. It's not burning out here. I think the high for today may be like 70 something. Um, but I think it's gonna be pretty dope. It'll be pretty good, so I'll be fine. But I'm realizing personally with this off the grid era of my life, um, there's just so many things that I feel like I always pick up. I start doing good and then I stop. Pick up, start doing good. Here's that accountability piece. I allow myself to get distracted and I allow my lack of discipline, right? My lack of determination. I always allow my lack of consistency. Those things to somewhat land me right back where I was. But sometimes I struggle and battle with when I'm not consistent, I'm not disciplined, and I'm not sticking to what I know. Do I really go back to where I was, or am I just like in a different room, era, or season that mirrors where I was or I've been? Sometimes it's kind of hard to tell the difference, or maybe it's just not that. I don't really know sometimes. Um, but what I can say is sometimes when I return, or not even return, or where I feel like I'm back at a place that I've been before, there's always something that feels a little bit different each time. Um, I can honestly say, like right now, I probably about last year, 2 years ago, would have been losing my mind with feeling like um, I've gained a crap load of weight. I'd probably be feeling like my body dysmorphia is completely out of control. I'd probably be feeling like I am just the worst person ever. But for some reason, I don't feel any of that. I feel this energetic prism of it's okay. What that sounds like, I don't know, but I can tell you what it feels like. And the prism of it's okay is like, give yourself a break. You've really, really, really been hard on yourself for years. You've really like always kept yourself on some type of challenge, some type of goal, some type of this. You got to meet this. You got to do this. You got to be this weight by this time. You got to have this completed by this time. You got to have this done by this age. You need to be thinking about this. You need to be da da da. And it's just like it's always some type of agenda. It's always some type of deadline. And I, in some shape, form, or fashion, conditioned my body, my brain, and my existence in some type of way to always be meeting a deadline that I have either placed or created for myself or that I feel like life or society expects me to have. And at the age of 40, that shit has completely drained me. Um, and it can also deprive you from a lot of things. Now, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with having goals and setting goals for yourself. But sometimes with me, I don't even give myself time enough to celebrate the wins of those goals, right? It's always, okay, that one's done. Let's go to another. Or it's okay, goal completed. Now let's just stop doing everything that we worked hard to do to get here. Let's just stop that. And then now that takes me right back to a feeling of where I've been before. And as I walk and as I think about that, I was like, well, that's the difference with doing things just to meet a goal versus doing things because you want it to be a part of your life. You want it to be a part of your journey. It is your dedication. It is your consistency. It is your trust and your belief in yourself. And as I'm on this walk, kind of realizing that maybe that is where the uh, the breakdown is. Doing certain things just because of wanting to meet a specific goal versus doing these things because in the long run, I just want this to be a part of my everyday life. Um, told one or two of my friends probably within the last month, especially when I was over in Bali, uh, and even just went out and had dinner with a friend for his birthday on Monday. That part of me felt like I lost myself. Part of me really feels like I lost myself. I stopped doing a lot of the things that were bringing me joy. Um, I started to entertain a lot of things that didn't really mean me any good. I mean, I didn't get involved in any bad, crazy stuff. No, no drugs, anything like that. People, let me put that out there. It's not getting strung out, none of that. Uh, but no, just sometimes it's so easy for you to be a person that everybody can talk to. That sometimes people just dump any and everything on you because they know you'll listen and they know that you'll give some type of feedback or response that they need. But sometimes people never realize that when they dump stuff on you and they get it out and you reply to it and help them and answer them, they never ask like, "Hey, so with this information that I just gave you or that I placed on you, like, what do you choose to do with that? Are you going to give that up? Are you going to how do you discard that? How do you how do you make sure that you don't carry what I've shared over into your day, your week, your month, and the rest of your year?" And I truly feel like that's important. And I'm at this place in my life right now where, um, at any cost or in any way, if I could just not even have it to hear, have it to deal with, I kind of don't want it. Kind of don't want to hear it. Kind of want to deal with it. And it's just simply because I don't have the time. And there's always that one part of that one thing where you're constantly giving people advice, you're constantly trying to help people, but at the end of the day, they continue to do the same things. They continue to engage in the same conversations, continue to hang around the same people. They continue to make excuses, but most of all, they continue to choose them. And it's like that's a really, really huge and important part. Choosing you, because everybody we have the right to, right? Like, yeah, we have the right to choose us. There's no harm in that, you know. I think we've also gotten to a place in our lives, or me, I hold myself accountable, where I was so afraid of choosing me and how people would take that. Because people, it's like the Bible. The Bible can say, honor your father and mother. Someone can interpret that as do exactly what your mom and your dad tells you to do every single time, no matter what it is. Somebody else can say that means to listen to your parents, acknowledge what your parents are saying. If it feels good, if it's right, and if you know that they are truthful, honor their wishes. But if what they're telling you or what they're saying to you feels wrong, it hurts, it doesn't feel good, don't honor that. So life is interpretation. We all hear things different. We all see things different. We all take things different. We feel things different. And then once in a while, we interpret things different. So I was in a place of like, I know why I'm doing this. I know why I'm saying this. I know why I feel this. But if I share this, or if I put this plan in action, or I put this plan in motion, people may interpret it as something else. And so rather than standing on my truth, my feelings, what I feel, what I believe, I just say, you know what? I'll appease other people, you know. I'll just kind of like stay quiet, but still kind of in a sense be present. And what I had to understand was me staying quiet and not choosing myself, and me just simply being present was enabling any bad thoughts, feelings, or things that had come my way. I was playing a part in it, and I had to own that. So now I'm in a place of this off the grid series where I am 100% choosing me. And however, and whoever interprets that as a personal attack or anything outside of my self growth, I 100% don't care. I was really trying to find I was really dead ass trying to find a nicer or sweeter way to put that or to say that, but that just goes to show you how much I always value what I say and how I treat people so that things are not interpreted or taken the wrong way versus just telling the truth and saying it like it is and telling it like it is because it is what it is. So I yeah, I really don't care, you know. It's not my job to fix other people's hearing and their feelings so that they could better understand me. Now, if you want to understand something, do more research. Dig more into whatever the thing is, you know. Ask yourself, why am I feeling some type of way? Why am I taking this personal? What about what this person is doing really, really, really upsets me and makes me feel away? These are all questions and things we gotta learn how to ask ourselves. So so that's where I am in my life right now. I've just learned to stop questioning a lot of things that naturally feel right. You know, even taking time away from social media, I can 100% say that I've been enjoying a time away. You know, I have YouTube, which is okay because YouTube is usually where I find a lot of like my lo-fi music, uh, a lot of like podcasts and different things that I'm listening to. Plus, I watch a lot of bloggers because I like to see their lives and things that they're working on and dealing with, and I draw inspiration from that. But the reason why I got off of social media is because social media just became entirely too consuming, and it just started to get too dark. Um, I got so tired of every time I log onto Facebook or Instagram or at that time X uh, or Blue Sky. Every time you turn around, porn, sex, drugs. And it's just kind of like, why does it feel like this is all the world is? Just these couple of things. It's like you can. It's like you can never avoid them. It's like every time you turn around, it's like right there in your face. And I was like, I don't like this agenda. Um, it seems like it is trying to be forced to push upon me. And I decided to just remove myself from it. And I've done social media breaks before, you know, and some have gone good. Some they've only lasted, you know, for maybe a month or a couple of weeks, and I'm back on, and that's okay. You know, that is a part of my consistency, whatever that journey was, whatever that discipline was, right? But I'm acknowledging it for what it is now, today in my life, and right now, I'm just choosing to be off the grid. There's a lot of progress, healing, and journeys and things that just need to take place while not being on social media. You know, I can 100% say for myself that today is the first day. I told myself when I got back from Bali, I said, hey, I got back on a Friday and I was like, Monday, my journey starts, clean eating, working at the gym, doing this, doing this, doing this, doing this. Like had all of these goals set, right? And absolutely 1 week, I think I went to the gym like the first week, I think I went to the gym like maybe 3 times. I journaled every day. I set goals and things for myself and started knocking them out. And I was like, okay, I like this feeling. And after that week, it's like plop, like everything that I was saying that I was going to do, it just completely stopped. And I felt my body, even within that week, it was like I just couldn't get enough sleep. I couldn't get enough rest. Um, I was sleeping so much. And I was like, I don't know, what's going on. I was like, in my mind, I'm like, well, jet lag should probably last no more than 2 or 3 days. Like after that, I should be good. But it's like my body was like, you need to rest. Like you need to sleep. Like you need to not set and put all of these goals and things on yourself already because you're getting ready to go right back into the cycle. So honestly, guys, I've had like a little healthy food here and there, junk food, of course, uh, even alcohol, drinking. Um, but then it's like not going to the gym, but getting some good sleep. So now I'm learning like, okay, here's the thing. Don't completely bash yourself, Jarrell. Give yourself credit for at least one or two things that were good. And it's like, okay, well, I went to the gym. May not have been as consistent as I wanted to, but I give myself credit for saying I went, right? I've been drinking more water. Did good on that. All right. We'll do good on the journaling. We'll do good on that. But then also just take a time out for myself and just living because that's what a lot of it has really been. I hadn't been hurting anybody, hadn't been destroying myself. I've just been living, enjoying food, you know, enjoying a good TV show, enjoying music, enjoying my own company, enjoying my peace. Yeah, I may get a little discouraged sometimes where I'm like, well, it's time to go somewhere and go out. And I'm like, okay, I got to go in my closet because I don't know what will fit me. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Yeah, that comes up. But guess what? Not once since I've been back or even before I went to Bali have I canceled a dinner date or hanging out with someone because I didn't have anything to fit or anything to wear. It's like life goes on and you will find a way. I found a way. Right? And that's what I'm realizing while on this walk this morning. With that pond clearing up, the ducks, the turtles, the dragonflies, the swans, whatever, they always find a way. They always find a way. Just because it's not there doesn't mean that it's nowhere else. You just have to go to where those things are. And sometimes you have to go back to the basics. Sometimes you have to go back to what's familiar. Here's a bigger thing. It's always good to know that you always have somewhere or someone or something to go back to, especially if they are consistent. There are some things in the world that never change, right? And that's one thing about birds and migration and things like that. They know exactly where to go. They know when to come back. They pay attention to the seasons. Pay attention to the way that the wind blows. You know, they communicate. And that's what I'm learning in this new season of my life. I have to pay attention to the seasons. And I know that I have a problem sometimes with change. I had to realize, man, you know what? This is a new season of my life. And with this new season, I have to change. I've never seen 40 years old before. I don't know what the hell 40 to 50 is going to have or hold for me. I don't even know what 40 to 41 is going to have for me, but do know that I want to be able to experience it and love it and learn from it, you know. So my birthday was what, March 30th, April, May. So yeah, I've been 40 now for 2 days, 2 months and 2 days, if I'm not mistaken. And so in 2 months and 2 days, I've traveled around the world from Charlotte to DC to Abu Dhabi to Bali to Delhi, India to New York to Vienna, back home to Charlotte. I started a new position at my job. I am almost 3 months into my onboarding, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see, March, April, May. Yeah, going 3 months into my onboarding in this role and position. I'm doing extremely good. My health is good. My heart is good. And I have no enemies in this life that I know of. Now if they got a problem with me, that ain't got nothing to do with it. But I'm not in debt. I don't owe anyone. I'm not in a relationship or anything or friendship that I no longer wish to be a part of. I have to realize that in this season of my life, there are a lot of things that have been constant. A lot of the things I just named that are part of this season, they've been a part of many seasons in my life. That has changed, you know. But sometimes I want to hold on to certain things, certain people, certain ways of thinking, certain ways of being. And it's like, maybe gotta let that go. Maybe time to evolve and change with the season. So once again, going on this walk this morning, remembering a lot of positive things that I was doing. And those are good ways to think about it. These were positive things. 75 hard challenge, rollerblading, exercising, watching the birds, taking pictures. Those are all good memories, but they are also things that if I wanted to pick them up and do them again, I can. But my goal is to not expect the same experience the next go around. Every round should get better and better and higher and higher. So I'm choosing today, choose today, June 1st, to start this new month off with breathing and just better choices. Breathing and better choices. Two things is all I can handle right now or today. Breathing and better choices. Now, next week, I may be able to say breathing, better choices, and more of something else or less of something else. Because I always remember, you don't always have to keep adding things on your plate and also take some things off your plate. Because taking things off of your plate sometimes can relieve stress, responsibility, and a lot more other things. So, yeah, I'm going to enjoy this Self Care Sunday for what it is. I know my friends probably want to go out to brunch or something, but I'm not feeling it. Just want to focus on me today. Love on me, do my Self Care Sunday routine, cook me a nice dinner, and relax and breathe. That's all I want to do. And that's all I have to do. I'm not required to do any more than what I want and need to do for me. So y'all take that information, how you want to take it, and do you. Be happy. Live. And I will catch y'all on the next episode of Off the Grid. Later.